Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Today is April 10th, 2025 and we are going to do a garden tour. So once we are done with this section, I'm going to take you out to the property and show you some of the fruit trees that I have been working on. And so you can see what I have going. So anyway, today we are going to show you everything I have growing. So it may take a while. So I'll try to put timeline, that way you can click to where you want to see and get to the section that you're interested in. So let's begin. Okay, for my potted plants, I have some aloes that I'm growing right here. These are overwinter aloe that I took out of the garage, and they are looking great. This one here was growing so tall that I need to cut it back, so I chopped it and I planted it back so that it can be flattered to the pot. So I'll show you that once we get there. Same thing with this here. Eventually I will cut it right here and just chop the whole thing up and then plant it back so it can get lower. And more aloe right there. Love growing aloe. This is my orange that I am growing from seed. It's a few years old. I'm just testing, and we'll see if that would ever fruit at all. And this is my Arctic Frost orange. Look at these flowers right here. I attempted to graft earlier this season, but it didn't work. I'm still trying to learn how to graft oranges. And then I have some more aloe over here. And these aloe guys, believe it or not, this has been here for a year and a half. All it is just a bucket of water. There's nothing in there. You see? Just a bucket of water. And I just left the aloe in there. And it never dies. Look at this, see? So all I do is just put a little bit of water in there, and I just let the aloe sit in there, and it'll be alive for a year and a half. Crazy. These aloes are just so tough. Okay, some more pots here. This is my kumquats. These are Meiwa, the great variety of kumquats. And if you grow these, they will produce these beautiful round shape that are super sweet. So if you like sweet kumquats, the Meiwa is a great variety. This is my Persian lime. I thought it was gonna die from the frost, but it made it back, so that's looking good. And here is my Fuyu, the giant Fuyu I just planted this year. I'm just gonna grow it here and then later take it out to the property and put it in the ground. Same with this. This is the Giombo Persimmon. These are the astringent variety, so you gotta wait until it's super ripe and soft before you can eat it. And here is my pear. This is a Shinko pear. Beautiful tree. I have a bunch of different grafts on here, so it's a multi-grafted tree. So for example, this here is a Korean giant graft. So wherever you see the tags, those are different variety. See, there's tags down there. And then I'm propagating figs. Figs are so easy. So you see this here? I just chopped a branch from this section and I just plugged it into the ground and it grew into a new fig tree. And this is a yellow fig. Forgot what variety that is. These are chives. Man, these things are like so amazing. They grow every season. They don't die in the wintertime. Even when there's freezes, it still just die back and then come back the next season. Look how beautiful that is right now. One bundle is all you need. I mean, I have multiple bundle because the seeds dropped here. Look at that. And that grows. See, now it becomes a weed. Edible weeds. Okay, here is my multi-grafted apple tree. It's finally starting to put out shoots and flowers. And here we have these pink, beautiful flowers. And then over here we have these white flowers. And then here I just added a graft. I add a bunch of grafts to this, so it has a bunch of varieties on there. It's my overwinter pepper. These are radishes. daikons. Persimmon that is infected with persimmon borer. I'm trying to treat it. It's looking terrible. I'm probably going to pull that out of the ground and replace it. And here are some arugula and miner's lettuce that I'm growing in this raised bed. Beautiful plants. So guys, you see these things here? These are mustard. I've been testing these for the past few years. So aphids, they love mustard. All of the mustard that I place in here is to attract aphids. You see? So they're scattered everywhere. So everywhere there's a mustard, 100% aphids. But everything else is nice and clean. No aphids at all. So it's a good plant to attract aphid away from the other plants. Okay, here we have another Shinko variety, a pear. Also, it's multi-grafted, so I have all kinds of different grafts on here. Hosui, Shinshiki, 20th century, Korean giant, Kefir, Orient, all those are grafted on there. And then here, these are volunteer garlic from last season. And then my arugula bed. I grow arugula everywhere because I love them. And they're great in the cool months until summertime. And again, you see these mustard here? I randomly place them and they all have aphids. Well, everything else is nice and clean. This is my other multi-grafted pear tree. Got lots of nice fruits on the other tree. This tree didn't produce too much this year, but it does have some fruits right there. And here, this is my pot on wheel. It's like a trash barrel, trash can, compost system, grow pots, whatever. And I'm growing some persimmon that I propagated, persimmon here, fig that I propagated, volunteer radish, pear that I air layer. This is the Texas giant blue fig right here. And this one here is the Atemoya. And this tree is 3 years old. It gives me fruits every year. These things are pretty cool. It's starting to put out new shoots for this season. It's a tropical plant, so they grow when it's warm. And you see, the leaves are tiny when it starts out, like so small. You can't barely see it. But it'll sprout later when it gets really warm. And then here is my other arugula bed. And again, I just mentioned these are mustard. That is to attract aphids. I grow a few in every bed so that the aphids can go to them. And it works so well. And back here, these are miner's lettuce. Man, these things are awesome, guys. I love these things. Okay, here is my Korean giant. It's also multi-grafted, but I try to keep it mostly Korean giant. Need to prune that back later in the season. And it has lots and lots of fruits this year. See these? And these things are gonna get huge. See the fruits there? And some fruits here. And this tree here is an air layer tree that I got from doing those air layer. You see those bags that air layer? Like that. That's how I got those trees. So every season I get like 2 to 3 trees doing that. And look at all these volunteers. Miner's lettuce. Perella shiso. I just let them grow because I'll pick them out because we use them all the time. And then again, some chives. And look at all of these perilla. Purple shiso. And some more chives. And then these things here, they love moisture, so that's why I put them over here. The miner's lettuce love moisture and shade. And this is volunteers here. And here we have some sorrel. These are beautiful plants that are like a little lemony. Love these things. They're awesome. They grow so easily. And again, they don't die in the cold weather. They just stay dormant and then come back every season. Look at this. So the leaves are lemony and delicious. These are all volunteer. And then we have persimmon. This is a Fuyu Persimmon. These things produce like crazy every season. Look at this. These are all the fruits right here. So here is the aloe that I mentioned, where I chopped it off and I planted here. So now it's trying to recover. So here we get a lot of sun all day long. And so it's turning this color until it gets adjusted and it should be back to normal. And these are apple trees that my kids grew, one each. So I'm gonna grow this until it gets really big and then put it into my property and see if they will fruit. And if they don't, I will graft something else onto it. Here are my propagated figs. These are oranges. Owari Satsuma. And here are some more figs that I propagated. A bunch of them. Desert King, Texas Blue Giant, LSU Gold, Cadota. Forgot what else. And then these are my pepper plants. The pepper plants are just starting, so they're very tiny right now. And then I have another persimmon tree here. More pepper trees that I'm starting as backup. And then back there I have radishes. Those are French breakfast. And then tomato. That is the little pear-shaped tomato. Some more peppers here. Some more fig that I'm propagating. This is Sungold Tomato. This is my persimmon, the Emoto variety. And down here, these are all volunteers that I just allowed to grow. And then miner's lettuce. These are all volunteer from this season. The seeds dropped last year and it just overwinter and grow. Man, these things are awesome. I love these things. So I don't mind that they grow everywhere. They're beautiful too. This is my compost bin right there. And here's some aloe. Those are rosemary. It's been there for a few seasons. I don't even tend to these things and they just grow. And this is my Izu Persimoon. Just bought it this year. Then here is my Asparagus Patch. Man, these things, I didn't grow a lot, which I regret. But it's giving me lots and lots of spears, more than I can use. And then I'm testing to see if the seeds will grow from these asparagus. So I drop a bunch of seeds. And look at these guys. These are seedlings. There too. These babies, seedling. These are from seeds. I never grown asparagus from seeds before. I always buy the crown. So I was curious to see if they would grow. And so I bought some seeds and yep, they will grow. But they're tiny. Look how tiny they are. They're so small. So that's gonna take 3 to 4 years before they become this big. And look at the size of this right here. And some of them gets bigger. They're huge. They're like the size of my thumb. So because those has been 3-4 years, I think. I got some peppers that I will be putting here. This is my compost bin with the air tube. Man, these things work amazing. The compost looks so good. Look at that. So dark and rich, and it doesn't have a smell at all. And that I have a video on this if you want to see it, check it out. So I have these tubes here where I feed air every once in a while to the bottom, and that helped a lot. It blow all the heat out of this. You can feel it too. This is a pear that I grew from seeds, from a seed. And look at this. Look how it has fruits, and it's a very small tree in a small pot. See, fruit right here. And fruit right there. And it's a very small tree. You see that? And I trained the branches to grow out in a circular pattern, so that's why it looks so nice. This is my Ichi Giombo Persimmon. This is a dwarf variety I just added. These are avocado I'm testing with. I gave it a heading cut, just chopped it in half. And now it's sprouting here exactly how I want it. I want the tree lower. I don't want it to be all the way up here, you know, because the wind always blow at it and it just flipped the thing over. I don't like it. I want it low. And so, see these new shoots right here. This is a black Madeira fig. Chocolate persimmon that I'm testing. Same with that. Look how small the tree is, and it has fruits. Desert King fig here. That is my pear that I air layer, and once the air layer was successful, I grafted new variety onto here. Look at that. So that's fruiting from a small pot. This is the what was this? Tanenashi Persimmon. First year I bought it at a nursery and it's already fruiting. So when you buy your tree from a nursery, sometimes you get it, you know, fruiting size, and then you put it in the ground, it will fruit that season. But it's always good to pull all the fruits off and allow the tree to focus on growth first. But I'm so curious to see what this tastes like, so I left a few and some peppers. Okay, so that is all I have in the yard. We're gonna go out to my property and I'll show you some more fruit trees. Almost forgot to show you guys microgreens that I'm growing in a cake container. This is a cake container. Look at these. These are fava beans. They're awesome. You can grow these things indoors or outdoors, and you get microgreens all year. These things are amazing. I love microgreens. They're some of the best type of plants you can grow. And also sunflowers. These are sunflowers microgreens. Love these things. They are a bit expensive if you buy the seeds because of the shipping, but I grow sunflowers and I harvest my own seeds, and I also grow these here, and I'm attempting to harvest my own seeds. For radishes, I've done that successfully. Arugula, I've done that successfully. There's a bunch of stuff that I've grown successfully for seed, like lettuce too. Man, those things produce 1 million seeds. So I get seeds every season to grow microgreens, just way more than I can use. Okay, so let's go out to the property and see what I have there. Okay, we are out here on the property. It's April 6, 2025. Man, it is cold. My hands are freezing. It is very unusual that this time of the year we get temperature this low. But in Texas, you know, it's crazy. Sometimes it rains a lot and then it stops and then it dries up for like a few months. So it's crazy like that. So anyway, we're gonna go around and I'll show you the fruit trees that I have. I'll go through it quickly because there's not much going on right now. So we probably come back later once everything's sprout up and looking better. And then I'll give you a more thorough, detailed look. So anyway, let's go take a look. So here's my first one. This is the apple tree. I grafted a pear on top of it. Look at this. That one's working. And it sprouted new shoots. This is a raised bed. I have manure, wood logs at the bottom, straws and everything. I'm trying to make some compost for the trees later this year. Got some asparagus here, guys. These things are so tough. It lived through drought of multiple seasons already. Korean giant pear that I just added this year. It just sprouted some new shoots right there. Here's some aloe that I planted this year, just for fun because I have so many aloe pups. I don't know what to do with them. Here is the Shinseki pear. Got a bunch of grafts that I did this year onto them right here. Those are the grafts from the pears at home. This is another graft right here. So it's fruiting. This is an apple tree that I grew from seed. Don't know the variety, but got some grafts there, and the grafts are doing great. Korean giant, I added this one just this year. And this is a chocolate persimmon. It's sprouting. The buds are swelling, so it should be coming out soon. Go nugget, loquats. The deer ate it, but it's making a comeback. Still alive. And here's a cool one right here. This is the Rose Princess Nectarine. And finally, after a few years, it finally fruited. Look at that. And look at this, guys. The cows are out here enjoying the lush greens, the nice cool temperature, I guess, and lots of water. So they're pretty happy right now. Okay, so we have here another Korean giant that I just added this year. Looking good. New sprouts coming out. This is a Korean giant that I added a few years ago. It's finally fruiting. Look at that. So it doesn't grow very fast because out here it doesn't get water. Whatever the rain gives it, that's what it gets. I don't come out here and give it water or anything like that. So all of these trees here, it just live on its own, take care of itself, and if it makes it, those are the trees that I will grow in the future, because those are the strong ones. So here is a donut peach. Look at this, guys. There's lots and lots of donut peaches. Look at that. Those baby peaches, they're everywhere. So this is also a very tough tree, so I know that I will plant more of these in the future, because if nothing else can live out here, the donut peach will. And here is a Chojiro. Just added that this year. It's got some new shoots coming right there. This is my Gyro Persimmon. Man, this guy's tough. I thought he was gonna die, but look at that. 4 months without water, it does fine, which is crazy. This is another Shinseki, and I got some fruits right there. I added some new varieties onto here, right there. This is my most prized plant or tree over the past few years, because it has been here, I think 3 or 4 years, and man, look at this. At least 3 years. And it didn't grow much, but it's still alive and doing well. It even fruited this year. Look at this. So Korean giants, for sure, I know they're very, very tough. Cold resistant, they can live down to -10 degrees. 4 months without water, and it still be fine. So the only thing I did was mulch around it. That's it. That's all I did. And it lived and doing great. So Korean giants, if anything else I can't grow, is the donut peach and the Korean giant. This is a giant Fuyu. It's still sleeping. Hosui pear here. These are all bare rooted that I just planted this year. And here is the Orient pear. It's not an Asian pear, even though the name is Orient. So I did graft some Shinseki onto it, but this pear is pretty cool. It's a nice variety, very resistant to fire blight, so it's great type of variety to grow here in the south, because we get really hot temperature and fire blight's crazy here. Here's some jujube, looking good. And here is the last Hosui, and again I added that this year, bare rooted. This is a Yali pear. It's been here a few seasons and also very tough, just like the Korean giant. It lived through the drought and it's still doing great. And look at that, it's very small still because it needs water for it to grow. So whatever the rain gives us this year, that's what it's getting. This is my persimmon that I planted, the gyro. It didn't make it, but the rootstock was not dead, so it sprouted some new shoots right there, and I'm attempting to graft onto it, so we'll see. I'm not very good with grafting persimmons yet, so I'm still learning. There's a lot of things that I kind of like picked up as I experiment with this, so I will apply that next year. This is the GA866 Jujube. Planted that this year. Look at that, the new shoots are coming out, so that's looking good. I think this might fruit this year. This is another Jujube, same thing, GA866. It's a great variety, very sweet. Sprouting some new shoots right there. I have two Arugula persimmons that didn't make it. It made it through the drought, but the freeze killed it. These are wild persimmon that I'm grafting something else onto. We'll see if that makes it or not. This is my kefir pear here, and it's fruiting. Look at that. Got some kefir pear fruits. Then I have some jujube here, and then here also another jujube. Jujubes are really tough, so that's why I'm planting these. They can withstand drought pretty well. And this is another jujube. I think this is the Chantilly jujube. I have some blackberries that I'm trying to grow. It looks pretty good right now. And Celeste fig died from the drought, but then the roots didn't die, so look at that, it's sprouting some new shoots from it. This is Tanenashi Persimmon I added this year. Nothing's coming from that yet. My gold nugget that got eaten up by the deer, and it died back, but I think the leaves at the bottom is growing up, so I'm gonna let it grow. So that one's still alive. And the last tree that I have is my apple tree that I grew from seed. And you see I'm training the branches to spread out, and then I grafted new varieties onto here, and it's swelling up. You see it's taking, and same with this here, it's kind of swelling up. See, again, just pull out all of the shoots that sprout underneath it so that it can focus the energy there. And that is it for the tree. So everything's looking good. I will probably be adding more of the strong varieties coming soon. So that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.